Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Magnum Videos. It's a beautiful day. The temperature is about 80 so far. It's supposed to get up to around 90 or so, a little bit over 90 this afternoon. So I need to do some mowing this morning. But before we do that, I have something I want to tell you about the mowing heights of the Ego Select Cut. So stick around. We'll get started right after this. Alrighty, the Ego Select Cut 21-inch battery-powered mower has been great for me. We have a small lot, and I don't have to worry about gas. I don't have to worry about oil. It stores in a very small footprint in the garage, and it has 7 cutting heights on it. Now, I know that the lowest cut is 1.5 inches, and the highest cut is 4 inches. But I can't find anything online anywhere that describes what the other 5 heights in between the low and the high are. So I did some measuring, and I have that information for you in case you were wondering the same thing. But before we do that, I want to show you something in the lawn here and see if anyone has a suggestion on why this is happening and how to fix it. So let me move the camera. Well, this is going to be harder to show than I thought at the beginning, but what I'm trying to show you here is the Kentucky bluegrass that is kind of laying down. I've been cutting it at about 3.5 to 4 inches, and Ryan KNORR suggested that I cut it a little shorter. So I'm going to try that today and see if that helps it not lay down so much. It's kind of hard to cut it when it's laying down, and when I rake it up, it's probably 6 or 8 inches tall. So I need to get that resolved. I was wondering if maybe it's not getting the proper food to make it stand up and grow big and tall. So anyway, we're going to mow that today and see what happens. So let me get the mower out and we'll get started. It's hot. The thermometer says it's about 92. I don't have my phone out here, the thermometer says it's about 92. I don't have my phone out here, or I would check and see what the humidity is. The wind is probably about 8 to 10 miles an hour, so if the humidity is relatively high, then that's going to be good for the grass because it won't evaporate as much water with the high humidity. And I learned that from KNORR's channel. So if you haven't subscribed to him, you might want to check him out if you're into lawn care. Also, HANE. He lives down in Florida, over by there, and he's got some beautiful St. Augustine grass in his lawn, and he is a good teacher, and I've learned about everything I know from him and KNORR. So, but anyway, I would suggest HANE's channel and KNORR's channel for sure. So let me we finished the mowing in the back, and I did lower the height of the blades, and I wanted to give you those numbers. Now we know that the position 1 on the far left is 1.5 inches, and we know that position 7 on the far right is 4 inches, but the ones in between we don't know, and that's what I'm going to tell you about here. So this will be the first time perhaps that you've heard these numbers. So, but before I do that, let me give you a pan of the backyard so you can see how it came out. Alright, so back to those numbers. Position 1 on the far left is 1.5 inches. Position 2, and I figured this out by, I researched it and tried to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere, even on the Ego site. But what I did was I took the lawnmower, the Ego, and I raised it up so that it was standing up. I put a board across the wheels so I would have something to measure from and to from the blade, and went to the highest or the lowest portion of the blade and measured that. So position 2, and it'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the mower. You can see those numbers. Position 2 is 2 inches. Okay? Position 3 is 2.5 inches. Position 4, which is where I mowed today, is 3 inches. Position 5, which I normally mow at, is 3.5 inches. And position 6 is 3 3/4, as close as I can determine. And then of course position 7 is 4 inches. So that's the numbers, the way I measure them. So if you come up with something different, leave a comment and tell us what your numbers are. So there is one other thing I wanted to show you, and I hope you stick around because this will be for future events. I have a couple of dead brown spots. I don't know if they're dead spots, but they're brown, and I'm going to refurbish those. And let me show you the one that we're going to do in the very near future, like in the next couple of days. It's over here in the backyard, and then there's one in the front yard that's one that's been bothering me for a long time, and I figured out what was wrong with it, and I fixed that, but we haven't replaced the grass yet. So let me show you this spot, and I'll just walk over there, and you can just go with me. Let me just take this off of here. Okay, sorry for all the shakiness. All right, over here, down a couple of steps, you'll see, let me get back here so I'm not in the shadow. You see that brown area right about over by there? Yeah, that's compact clay, and I have used a new tool that I just got yesterday. Let me show you that tool. Yep, this here is a pitchfork. Yeah, I got that because we have a lot of compact clay in the yard, and I don't want to core aerate this fall because the sod's only like 6 months old, and from what I've read, you don't want to aerate it the first year. So I will use this to poke some holes through the compact clay in the areas where it's turning brown. Throw a little topsoil in there, poke it again a few times, then throw some seed down, or some Scott's Patchmaster, which is what we're going to do in one of the upcoming videos. So anyway, that's my new tool. So I'll be back in just a minute with some additional information. Alrighty, the backyard's done. I will work on the front yard later this afternoon after the sun sets and it gets cooler. I did want to mention one thing. I normally cut the lawn at about 3.5 inches. That's what I've been doing all along, and it's worked out okay. I did cut this a little bit shorter, the backyard, today. I've knocked it down to 3, and the reason is because I wanted to get rid of the laying down issue that I've had, and it's especially noticeable in the shade, in the cooler areas, and it gets pretty long. So this did a pretty good job of getting rid of a lot of that laying down grass blades. Probably did about maybe 80% of it. So, and another reason I did it today is because, unless the weatherman is a complete idiot, it's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow. So that will help with any stress from the heat and the drought that the yard is going through. It actually looks pretty good, I think, for as hot and dry as it's been. So bear with me a second here. Something is awry. This is a new device here that I just got. It's got some, maybe the atomizer is gone. Okay, never fear. I have a backup plan, but I don't have my backup plan with me today. Doggone it. Maybe it's time to replace this atomizer. There we go. It's a little too intense. Alright, now, back to where I was. Where was I? Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to mention HANE, the lawn care net. Sweet tea. Red Diamond sweet tea. They are not a sponsor, although they could be if they wanted to. I wouldn't mind. I drink a lot of their product. Anyway, ALLYN, you should subscribe to his channel, by the way. He's a cigar smoker. Personally, I'm not a cigar smoker, but I was a Winston smoker for about 45 years. But I've recently gotten away from that. In the last 10 or 11 years, I've been doing the vaping thing. So, that's where I'm at. Anyway, ALLYN, I already told you, he's a cigar smoker. He usually does that at the end of his video, occasionally, and I thought I would do that too, just so I can be like ALLYN. Anyway, I think that's it for this video, but as I mentioned before, subscribe if you want to see what happens with these bare spots in the very near future. You'll get a notification that a video has been uploaded if you click that little bell. And I think that's it for this video. So until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay focused.